What's up, Thomas?
Hey, Brian.
What's up?
So, hey, I'm calling in to criticize you. I called in like a month or two ago, but I'm calling in to criticize you once again.
Okay.
So, you were on Tim Pool's podcast over the weekend. Now, you criticized.
I'm here to correct you. I'm here to correct you. I was not on Tim Pool's podcast over the weekend, but go ahead. Since we want to be factually,
it was last week.
Since we want to be factually accurate, you started off a statement by saying, and I'll let you finish, my friend.
I'm
Facts
sorry.
matter.
Okay, I'm sorry. Whatever.
It's okay.
Right.
Well, not whatever. I mean, you started off by saying
you criticized Cenk Uygur for talking with Charlie Kirk, right?
No, never criticized him for talking with Charlie Kirk. I don't know what you're talking about. I criticized.
Are you sure?
I need you to listen. See, the problem is, sir, you don't pay attention. So let me respond to that. What I criticized him for was not being tough enough on Charlie Kirk. I never criticized.
Okay, and did you criticize Tim Pool for being a Russian, paid by Russia, all that stuff?
Did I criticize Tim Pool for being paid by Russia
and all that stuff?
And all that stuff. So we talked about
Correct.
20 different issues. Now, if you're calling into this show because you don't think I was tough enough on Tim Pool because I didn't bring up Russia.
I'm just giving you your logic right back to you. I love your show. I love you, Brian. But sometimes you disappoint me.
You have to establish the logic
Hold on
first.
a second. Let me just respond to that because I think it's ridiculous. So first of all, we talked about actual issues when it came to Donald Trump governing and Republicans and relevant topics today. If this was a story that just came out a week ago, then I probably would have brought it up. If he brought it up, I would have gladly have a conversation with him. The criticism that I had for Cenk is that when he had Charlie Kirk on, same criticism I had for Gavin Newsom, right? When he had Charlie Kirk on, I thought they weren't tough enough on the issues. I'm not talking about personal stuff that you could bring up. I'm talking about policy disagreements. I'm talking about
I would say that you weren't tough enough on Tim Pool.
Okay, well, you can have that opinion. Give me another example. My job wasn't to go on his show to talk about personal issues or money that he got.
Just like Cenk Uyghur's job wasn't to go on the show and criticize Charlie Kirk all day.
Wrong. The job of someone is to talk about policy issues. Why do you support Donald Trump? Why do you support this policy? What are your issues with Democrats? We talked about food stamps. We talked about health care. My job isn't to go on somebody else.
What's the difference between that and Cenk Uygur talking with Kirk?
Because he didn't talk about policy disagreements at length. He didn't talk about Donald Trump.
Yes, he did.
He did not. No, he did not. And by the way, Cenk has turned into basically a Trump supporter. I didn't think he was
talking about, what is that company, Black whatever, buying up all the houses. They were bringing on all kinds of
The reason why I've been tough on Cenk lately is because he has turned almost into a MAGA defender. That is why I've been very
you're
critical.
Ridiculous. That's hilarious.
I'm ridiculous.
Brian, come on.
Okay, so you don't think Cenk
That's the most funniest thing I've ever heard you say.
It's the most funniest thing I've ever heard you say. Well, thank you for your opinion, sir. But anybody with a reasonable brain that listens to Cenk on a regular basis would tell you that he has changed a lot over the last year or two. He has. He was one of the biggest.
I've been watching him every day along with you for the past year.
So he hasn't changed his views at all in the last. So he hasn't changed his views as far as Republicans go in the last 2 years, or Donald Trump.
No way, Jose.
Okay, so well, I don't believe you. I don't think that
What's his issue?
Then? I don't believe you. I don't think.
How often do you watch the Young Turks?
I watch everything all the time. That's my job. This is what I do. I've debated people on that show.
Well, I don't see how you could possibly have this opinion on Cenk Uygur then.
Okay,
this is the guy that wanted us to call the Young Turks.
I don't care what he says about.
And we told them if they want a debate for them to contact you.
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care his opinion on that
or the Young Turks.
But so the guy calling into the show right now says he's very disappointed in me when it comes to Tim Pool, as I did his show, because I didn't bring up Russian money. And that's why you have a problem with
which I'm not really. I'm just getting it back your logic.
So you're a phony then. So you just admitted that you called into the show. Hold on. So you're not really upset, and it's not really a criticism that I didn't bring up. You just admitted it.
I'm giving you
hold on a second. Let me finish, sir, with respect, and then I'll let you respond.
Sure.
Thank you. You call into this show. And your criticism of me with Tim Pool, and by the way, I'm totally fine with criticism. I'm not an insecure person. But your criticism with me is that I wasn't hard enough on Tim Pool because I didn't bring up the Russian money stuff. And then 5 minutes later, you openly admit on this show, I'm not really upset at you over that. So you're a fraud and you're a phoney. You just you're a fraud. No, you're not. You're a fraud. You just admitted you're a fraud.
He just was giving you a bunch of opinions. He didn't really. It didn't
you're a
sound
fraud.
Like, it just was talking. He didn't sound like he made a point at all on anything. Actually.
And by the way, you would be the only person on the planet, sir, to say that Cenk hasn't changed his opinions a little bit. That Cenk hasn't been easier on MAGA Republicans. That Cenk hasn't given Trump a lot more credit over the last year or two. He's changed over the last year or so. I have people that I know that are on the left that have been very close friends with him that don't even talk to him anymore because of that. So you have, number one, absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Number two, you admitted that you said something. Your whole premise to the call was based on fraud. You admitted it. Am I wrong?
He's a MAGA. Why doesn't he just say, I'm a MAGA and I wear the knee pads and I love to, and I'm calling
by the way
to troll you.
Can I say this?
That's what he did.
Thank you for listening to the show, sir. I disavow. You're not one of my fans. I disavow you.
He's committed to the Young Turks, whatever that means.
Yeah, go listen to the Young Turks and Alex Jones and those anti-Semites, because that's what they are.